morning. It's Night&Day. Something I want to talk about, something that's just been on my mind. And most of my ideas, I think, come from words, just like a concept. And so the word today is like fighting. And when you think of fighting, you think of two things. You can think of, something bad, like having to have a fight, or something like fighting for something that you want, having to work for something, having to give that effort, that energy, not like kind of a different type of conflict. And I think all of us are fighters inside, but at some point, when do we lose what the idea of fighting is? It seems like we're always go to extremes where it's like you're constantly fighting, or you're so tired of fighting that you just give up because you just can't fight anymore. And so, like, where's that middle balance? I get the idea. Like, I started this business, and it's a fight. It is just every day to wake up, to show up, to give your energy to people. Not everyone's going to want what you want. Not everyone's going to want to see what you're doing. And so, yeah, you have to fight for that. You have to fight to put on a positive attitude. You have to fight to be, in the business I do, I had to fight to be kind and fight my own feelings. And then you have to fight for, it just seems like in life you're fighting for everything. You're fighting for love. You're fighting to keep people in love with you. You're fighting for friendships. You're fighting for everything that you want. It's like this just nonstop fight almost, or at least that's the way it feels. And I think, when you fight too much, your guard becomes so high. You become so guarded from having the fight that it becomes almost hard to love. It becomes hard to put your guard down, to let your guard down. And, some of the reason I think I'm talking about this is, I've seen my life with dealing with seniors. I've seen so many parallels with my life and their life, because at the end of the day, it's just life. So of course there's similarities. Of course I'm going to see things in them. I'm going to learn things from them. But, towards the end, you still have to fight. Like, there's always a fight to take care of yourself, to fight to stay alive, to fight to, to stay in, to keep those people around you. And it's tiring, towards the end, or, in anything. It's just sometimes you start to, why fight when it's not, you don't get that same reward anymore. And I think everyone can relate to that. When you're fighting for something and people aren't, at some point you want people to fight alongside you, to fight with you, for how long that is, to kind of help move forward, to help progress. And I just think, like, we always just get to these extremes. We want people to pick yourself up by your bootstraps and fight, and that's true. But at what point is enough enough? And so, I think that's a question we all have to answer within. But as someone who's had to come out here, not know anyone, start a business that I didn't know, and just be around seniors who are, and then working class of people who kind of have to fight every day to take care of other people, and fight to have that energy, and fight within to kind of bring that passion, bring that energy. And I think at some point we all just have to stop fighting and look around and try to love each other, not in some weird way, but to kind of come together, work together to kind of progress. At some point, fighting just doesn't get anywhere. As I said, when you get your guard up so high that you lose the reason why you're fighting, why you love something so much, where the passion came from. Like, you start to fight for not everything, but for most things, comes out of passion or something that you want, and you have to feel like you have to go through it, so it's worth fighting. And even if it's just to stay alive, just because you love life or just want to see what can be on the opposite side of the fighting, you do it. You do it. You do it for hope. You do it for belief. And at what point, do we just sap the belief out of people, by just making them fight for stuff? I think we're all guilty of it, of making people kind of prove to us and prove their worth instead of just seeing, like, what's so great, what's right in front of us. What's some of the most beautiful things are just right in front of us. We just don't want to see it. So, that's what I was feeling this morning. That's just fighting. Sometimes you just feel like you're fighting within and fighting against the world. And it doesn't mean I'll stop, but it's just some days, I think with anybody, some days are just tougher than others, and you start to lose that fight or lose the purpose. And I think that's always good to have a set of, a foundation of why you started to fight to begin with. And I think if you have that foundation, at least when things aren't going the way you want, you're not seeing the results you want, at least in that foundation there's, that's why you do it, that's your purpose. And that's why that's your good moments, that's who you are, why you do things. It's your why. It's your, I always think it's important to have a why. So that's your why. So with that, I'll keep on fighting for whatever it is. For me, I think I try to fight for you and try to fight for myself at the same time. And for you, I don't know what that is, but as long as you keep fighting, you're never out. But I think we should all have an eye on, like, what are we fighting for, and why does it always have to go to such extremes? There should be fighting and peace, fighting and peace. There should always be some type of peace, but I don't know. Sometimes it just doesn't feel like we're getting there, and even less and less. Those peaceful moments just aren't lasting as long as they used to. So if you're interested in what I'm saying, please please subscribe. Try to, keep talking. Try to let my feelings out, which is not easy for me. Try to connect with you guys, which is not easy for me. I'm someone who just wants to do. Let my actions kind of speak for themselves, but I hate to say sometimes actions don't speak. Unless somebody's looking or wants to see them, they kind of just fall on deaf ears. So it's up to me, I guess, to keep, showing different sides of me and seeing what connects and what doesn't connect, and try to, make something better than when I found it.